there is something terribly scattered in the India bloc, that is the opposition bloc, and I shall tell you why. Of course, there are many other issues on which the India bloc remains divided, like the burning Kaveri issue, which has drawn a terrible wedge between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Sanatana Dharma, ignited by Udayanidhi Stalin of the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam and opposed by Mamata Banerjee and several other parties like the RJD. These are the issues which are actually creating a divide in the India bloc, right. So, let us start and put things in context. What is it this time? First up, it is a momentous time in the history of India as the 128th Constitution Amendment Bill, or what we know as the Women's Reservation Bill, has been approved by a 2/3 majority in both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Those who opposed it, and even in its history of 25 years included yet another member of the India bloc, Nitish Kumar, Chief Minister of Bihar, who had said from the past how there should be quotas for women from other backward classes or OBCs and extremely backward classes. Nitish had of course also said recently when the bill was being pushed in the Lok Sabha, and I am quoting Nitish Babu here, he had said, had the census been held, the quotas for women would have been possible much earlier. The centre must expedite census and also undertake a head count of castes. Even Rahul Gandhi, who rose up to speak during the session, said this particular thing that you are now watching.
तो सवाल उठता है कि इस देश में कितने ओबीसी हैं, कितने दलित हैं, कितने आदिवासी हैं, और उस सवाल का जवाब सिर्फ कास्ट सेंसस से मिल सकता है.
All right. You heard Nitish Babu, what he said, and he said recently, and you heard Rahul Gandhi, you know, someone who is fostering the India bloc. But then please notice the scattered side of this entire opposition bloc. Chief Minister of Karnataka Siddaramaiah, after insisting on carrying out caste census, has now gone back on it, reneged on it. There are two problems here. First is of course how Siddaramaiah had all along insisted, let us get the caste census, but has now said, no, I am going to delay it. In the past, Siddaramaiah had put the blame squarely on ex-Chief Minister and JDS's H.D. Kumaraswamy, and he had said it was the then Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy who told Puttaranga Setti, that is the backward class minister, not to get the caste census report. We will accept the census report. Such census and studies are necessary to eliminate discrimination in society. But look at it. Today, the same Siddaramaiah has reneged on what he was been talking about for so long. Let me tell you about the volte-face of Siddaramaiah. One of the major challenges the Siddaramaiah government faced after it assumed power in May 2023, that is recently, was keeping the promise of publishing the report of the socio-economic survey commissioned by it in its previous avatar, that is 2013 to 18, when it was in power earlier. Amongst the reasons, it was also beneficial for the Chief Minister, who seemed to be the man who fostered the Ahinda movement in Karnataka. On 2nd of June, less than 2 weeks after he was sworn in as Chief Minister for the second time, Siddaramaiah formally received socio-economic caste survey, which was commissioned by his previous government in 2014. A delegation of backward class leaders that met him said they were convinced that the government would publish the report soon. This report was actually carried out by H. Kantaraju, who was then chairman of the Karnataka State Backward Classes Commission and was undertaken in April-May of 2015, and the Siddaramaiah government reserved the final report in 2017, but sat on it. Elections to the assemblies were but a year away, and the powerful sections of the party led by several caste leaders were against publishing it. A coalition of JDS and Congress succeeded the Siddaramaiah government, and HDK, that is Kumaraswamy, who headed the new dispensation, was dead against publishing the report. The coalition government fell in 2019, and the BJP that came into power under B.S. Yedurappa too kept the report in the cold storage, decided there is no need to publish it. Now, after raising a voice for a caste census and taking credit for it repeatedly, Siddaramaiah has decided to delay it, facing backlash from several caste communities. It is likely that the caste matrix in Karnataka will undergo a major change and maybe cause upheavals in the electoral calculations of the ruling party. With the Lok Sabha election due in 6 months and aiming at 20 of the 28 seats at stake in the state, the Congress does not want to alienate the major castes. The other problem, I told you, two problems. One is Siddaramaiah's problem. The other is, of course, the dissonance which is there between what the Gandhis and the Nitish Kumars are saying about making it imperative about carrying out caste census, and Karnataka doing just the opposite. I mean, deferring also, ladies and gentlemen, mean that it is not happening. So, therefore, it is creating a rift in its plan.